Hey guys, so I don't know how long this story is gonna be. Might be a short one, but this is actually, even though it's short, it's gonna be a moment that happened to me that has affected my entire life. So it's a short but goodie. And so I don't even know what I'm gonna call this, but it's going to be maybe something along the lines of late night drives with my dad. Uh, Through the red light district, something like that. But here's the story. So for any of you who have watched any of my other videos, I hope I mentioned this, but my mom was a prostitute, and or not always, but at a certain point she turned to prostitution. My dad still loved her, and he had multiple jobs. So one was a tow truck driver. We were living with my stepmom, and I'm sure he loved my stepmom, but just not in the way that he loved my mom. So, long story short, I ended up in this situation to where my dad, because he knew that I was a mama's boy, but he also knew that I was a stepmama's boy. And I loved my stepmom, and we had a connection that was special and wonderful and life-changing. Maybe I'll make a video about that, just my stepmom, but I loved my stepmom, and she's passed away now. But whew, I'm not gonna cry. But I love my stepmom. But going back, so yeah, I ended up in this situation where I think he thought he still wanted to get my mom back. And again, if you've seen any of my other videos, he tried multiple ways to get my mom back. But in this situation, she was gone. She was in the Bronx. There was this section called Hunts Point, which is where that was the red light district. The prostitutes were there, and that's my mom was prostituting, so that's where she was at. And my dad, being a tow truck driver, with his area being in the Bronx, he was in that neighborhood. And so he thought, okay, I think he thought this, I'm gonna take Michael with me because, he's a mama's boy. And so if I do encounter her, he will be there and I can use him as a tool. Again, I'm pretty sure that was the plan, but he never explained it to me. But obviously, we did not have a good relationship. We did not really talk at all. So the fact that he would even take me along with him was crazy. And I knew that it was, and I knew something was off with that. But he did. And so it'd be, late night, and we would be driving through, I'd be with him while he was doing his job, but whenever he didn't have a call, we were going through Hunts Point, again, the prostitution section. And it was kind of like, hey, I think your mom is out here. I'll look this way, you look that way. If you see her, let me know. And we did that often. Not every night, but occasionally we would do that. And I will say that there was a night where I did see my mom, and I didn't say anything, but yeah, I saw my mom, and it just kind of like, I just looked straight ahead and acted like I didn't. And what really sucked about this experience was not just that not only that my dad was, I felt like he was using me for this situation. Not only did I see my mom in that situation that she was in, but then afterwards I had to lie to my stepmom, who again I loved, because I knew she knew. We're coming home at whatever time, midnight, and she would question me, like in a, I think she was sensitive, like to where she didn't want to be forward with it, but she was trying to get info, on the situation, and I think she knew what was going on, she knew my dad would not say anything to her. He would not confess to her, and so she was trying to get information out of me without just being super direct. But yeah, again, I knew this would be a short story, and that's the end. I just wanted to share that with you because it was a moment that still to this day I don't understand why. I understand why I was used. I think I was the best pawn to use in the situation. I just I don't understand the parental. I don't understand why a parent would do that to a child, why they would put them in that situation. With everything else that I had gone through, with everything else that I was going through, that was kind of like the last thing that I needed in my life, you know? So, it sucked. It sucked a lot. And I don't know if this is so specific that anyone has had anything similar happen to them, but if you have, please let me know. Please tell me your story. Let me know that I'm not alone, even if it's somewhat similar. Just to know that would mean a lot. But if not, then that's okay, and that's my story, and I hope you like, comment, and subscribe.